All right, hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. We're back tonight. We're playing more Coriolis. We're continuing our Flowers of Algorab campaign. We're on episode 3. If you've watched episode 1 and 2 and you're back for 3, thank you very much. It's kind of you to do so. And if you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're listening to, all that kind of stuff, maybe take a moment to do that. Subscribe, follow, like, all those various things that people who are good at creating content know to remind you to do. Yeah, we're back. We had our first taste of combat last time, or at least 2 of you did. So how you feeling, Long? You feeling all right? You feeling okay?
Oh, I'm liking it. Got the high, the post high of it. Now I'm coming down.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Neither of you pulled a gun, right? Neither of you. I think because you pulled a flamer, which is different.
I did. I actually pulled a pistol for a round.
Okay, and you fired. Okay.
It just didn't hit anybody.
Yeah. Did you know it is actually illegal to carry a firearm in Ship City, but it's really only enforced in certain places. Sadly, I think it's one of the places that you're in. I think the chasm is one of them. So you better look out. They're probably going to come. Now you got stabbed. Now the Zaps are going to come arrest you. Like you're rough, man. Rough day for old Richter Cerne.
Oh boy.
He's not going to make it to the party later.
Ruh-roh.
Yep. So
it's problematic.
I think you're okay. You guys are in an alley. So maybe it comes down, maybe, but like overall, I think you guys are probably okay. All right. We good? I think let's go ahead and get started. Let's do a quick summary. Last time around, so episode 2, you all had found a blue Garuda. It's another word for the bird that kind of weird part construct, part creature. It's sort of an odd thing. But you found a blue Garuda feather in the home of Levon the Jar, who is that explorer whose death you all are investigating. And you've reluctantly decided to visit the bird market nearby to see if someone could identify it. You all knew that if anyone was going to be able to identify or tell you any information about a bird or the person who owned a bird, it was going to be at the bird market. Now, all of you have had some different troubles with the bird market. Kef specifically kind of was a little bit off while she was there because some nightmares and such that tend to haunt her. Armande and Rador, you both had an issue with a specific bird merchant, bird trader, where you kind of tricked her into selling Pyrex, your own bird, to you for a far lower fee. Like you almost kind of stole her right from under her nose. And unfortunately, after some chatting with another merchant, you realized that the best person to talk to was Saran Ghaffari, who is the very merchant that you all had your terrible run in. You even said, Pyrex, go visit your friends, and Pyrex flew off to visit Saran Ghaffari. So she was willing to help, even though she was not too happy to see you, but she wasn't going to do it for free. So you bribed her, basically. You paid her some money. She did tell you that the bird was specifically from the Sira batch, which was reference to the Caves of Sira. It's very rare, and it's highly sought after, specifically because of their ability to create an illusionary veil. The black toad and other various morally questionable people tends to scoop these types of Garuda up, and that's just why you don't really see them in the market. It's not really a thing. And so for even more, Rook, for more money, she even gave you a name. She knew exactly who actually owned this, and it was Gar Butuleb, who is a retired ruin delver that's associated with the black toad. You didn't really know. She just basically said maybe check out Aluminum Bay. You might be able to get some information about him, but she didn't know specifically where he would be. So with that in mind, you thought you were going to head back to Aluminum Bay, get some drinks, check in on that, and then maybe go hit your shuttle for the night. Because at that point, it was a little too late in the evening to make it to the old archive, which was probably shutting down for the night. So you were getting ready to load on to the cable car to go down the chasm when Kef and Richter, both of you noticed this golden mass individual watching you all from amidst the crowd. You kind of start to pursue this person a little bit, and they ran away effectively down an alley. You chased them. They climbed up onto a roof and then to like a higher ring of the chasm, and then they got away. But you did find some delicate thread, not unlike what you found in Levon the Jar's apartment, but you did ultimately lose him. Back at the cable car, Armande and Radour. Is it Radour or Rador? I'm sorry. I want to get it right.
I think we've been saying it Rador.
Okay, so Rador and Armande, you were back at the platform. You were kind of waiting. Armande, you felt a small prick on the back of your neck. And Rador, you saw a metallic spider scurrying away and over the roof of the cable car. Armande, you quickly started losing feeling, and a paralysis overtook you. You started to mumble your words, and then you couldn't move and fell, and people moved you over to a bench. Rador, you ran looking for help. You ran right past an alley where a fight had broken out between Kef and Richter and these thugs that jumped them in the middle of an alley. And Richter, you got the worst of it. You got a stab wound that broke a few of your ribs. Crowd started to form. And that's when Richter, Kef, you slipped away. Thugs didn't seem to follow. And that's basically where we ended. So let's go ahead. Let's pick up. Let's say we start up on the platform. We'll say that to make things a little bit simpler, we'll say maybe you all come back. One by one, maybe the last to arrive is Rador. Rador, you know that there is a small community clinic down the alley a bit. Maybe it's like a 4-minute trot from where you're at. And then Kef and Richter, you can see that Armande is laying on this bench off to the side of the platform. People were checking on him, but then Armande, you start to feel your lips again. Like there's like a warmth that suddenly shows up, and then the little tingle starts coming back to your fingers as you start slowly getting some feeling back in your extremities. And I'll say all four of you now are together. There's a little bit of a commotion happening as you can see some Zapti have shown up. And they're right at the intersection of where that alley meets that main path and thoroughfare that leads up to the platform. So you definitely see a handful of Zapti constables kind of looking around, talking to witnesses. People are pointing various directions. What do you guys do?
Let's get out of here. Need to regroup.
Yeah. Armande's over in the bloody bench over there. We gotta go get him.
I can feel my tongue.
He's mumbling to strangers. They probably can't even understand him.
I don't need to change. I'm fine. I'm just sitting up now. I'm fine. Just weekend, like it's just a bad weekend at Birdie's Parody for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. He's right over here. He's right over here. And Rador is like, grab someone from the clinic.
So let's say we see a woman, kind of an older woman, dark hair, dark skin. She's got like kind of white coloring on, almost that marks her as some kind of clinic worker. And she's got a little bag on her, and she's racing up, and she sees Armande, and she's like, "Oh, are you the injured man?" Yes.
Well, I'm injured by my neck.
Your neck? Okay, I'm going to move you now. I'm going to look behind you. Is that okay? Okay. And then she pulls you forward towards her, and then she looks behind, and she starts feeling around with her fingers. Oh, well. It seems as though there's a small wound here. And then she motions to the three of you if you wanted to see, and she points, and there's this reddening little dot on the back of Armande's neck that definitely looks like a small puncture wound. Oh, well, it's something seems to have been. Maybe you were bitten by something. Did you scrape? Did he take a fall? Perhaps.
No, we were just walking, and I know this is going to sound quite strange, but I'm pretty sure there was something that dropped from above and then went back up. I know you're going to say this sounds not like a spider. Yes.
A spider? No. Don't think that's possible. Maybe the gardeners down in the in the cave gardens might have such creatures, but here, no, not. Are you sure?
And would you say that I still have maybe on my hand the little bit of string that had been caught in his hair?
Yeah. And there's other pieces of that here and there. I think some of you have collected too.
Yes, this was in his hair right after it happened. See? Feel this.
It's very, well, she's currently trying to tend to Armande.
Sure.
She's like grabbing your hand, like your hands, like, can you feel this? And you do. You are feeling it back. Though, like there's warmth
Very
coming back
nice.
to your
Thank
extremities.
you.
Okay, well, you are sounding better. Are you thirsty? Have you finished your rations for today of water?
I had some tea.
Water, perhaps, for now, if you have some still. I have some here. 1 second. And you guys know that, you guys don't really have fresh water. You just kind of get like basic rations of recycled stuff. It's kind of like water is fairly prized. It's like kind of well taken care of. It's not something we waste. But she takes like
I will take you. I'll
no.
drink my water.
It's okay. It's an allotment to the clinic. It's okay. Okay, there you go. And then she like just puts it right in your mouth, tips it back, and like you feel the coldness, you feel it, and like your tongue starts to move around, and you guys see as his legs again. And so Armande, you're feeling yourself come back, like you're feeling yourself. The slurs are starting to fade.
Oh, that feels really bad. What? Who? I'm sorry. What was your name?
Nan. I am Nan.
Nan. Okay, I'm
Yes.
going to remember that because I will do a favor for you sometime. I'm not up for much at the moment.
No. I did not do very much at all. Don't worry. Are you feeling better?
Nan.
Do you want to come to the clinic?
No, what do we think this was?
Well, it could be many things there. As you said, there is, I without doing some sort of test, if you say he was bitten by something, then he was bitten by something. Who am I to tell you you are wrong? But it appears as though he is feeling better, and he is moving, and he is, yes, and you can, just like moving a finger in front of his eyes and such, like his response time seems to be coming back. I'm sorry. I don't have any
wasn't
answers
just
for you.
Few minutes ago. It was so concerning.
It's okay.
Let's get you better while you walk. Let's get the blood flow going. And I'm looking over towards the alley where I presume there's more shockers coming. Let's get to Aluminum Bay.
Give me a perception test, Kev, if you're looking over there towards the alleyway.
I am, absolutely.
And it's like you're starting to stand, Armande, and it's like maybe
Two
Nan's
successes.
like next to you, helping you. Okay, 2 successes. You notice as you're looking down the steps, down the thoroughfare towards like where that alley intersection is, crowds form. There's a couple Zapti uniformed people talking here and there, taking statements. You see a face you recognize, or at least not maybe recognize too carefully, but you remember when you all were at Levon Najar's apartment. There was a Zapti constable on duty, and then what triggered and precipitated you leaving was a second one arrived. And one of the things that kind of stands out is that this constable doesn't dress in kind of the standard garb. You can tell like they're being looked to as if they're in charge, like other constables are kind of talking to her, but it's like this. Instead of like the garb itself, you can just see it's this reinforced like blue plated cuirass and like these big black boots and like it's more of a sort of a street jacket, but you can definitely see the badge, and it's the same woman, like you can tell, like, and she looks around as someone points up towards the platform, and you realize the person pointing is one of the people that you were fighting in the alley.
We need to get out of here now. And I'm going to like scoop an arm under Armande. I'll elbow Richter without thinking in the ribs and point towards the lady in blue. We have to get out of here. They're pointing us out now.
Okay, good night, Nan. You're the best.
Later.
Make sure, get some rest now. Get some rest. She calls
I'm
out.
gonna
and she
fall
stands
down
there.
somewhere.
Cheerio.
Somebody like make a test, because it's a crowded platform. There's a lot of people in line. You're trying to push your way forward. You've sort of lost your position. Does someone want to like take the lead and maybe like pushing and taking like kind of making space? Or it could be strength, it could be some kind of social intimidation or whatever. But does anyone want to try to do this to see if you can get onto the platform before this this constable walks up and catches you?
Yes, I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm not good at any of those things, but I'm going to give it a shot.
Well, I'm not calling for
social?
one specific attribute. You can make a case for whatever it is you're doing, and then flavor it how you want, and we go from there.
I'm going to. Okay, so I would like to angle something with empathy of like, I've got an injured person here. You've got to get out of the way. Don't make him hurt himself further. Come on. Give some space.
Yeah, perfect. Absolutely. And I'll give you like a +1 on this because Armande does still like look a little worse for wear, and half the people here saw what happened. So like take a +1 from that as well.
Nice.
Awesome. All right, so I've got a +1, and I'm gonna roll. Nope. It's 0 successes.
Would you like to push?
Of course.
Okay.
2 hope lost, 0 successes.
Okay. So
I am so mad at everyone for being so rude.
Yeah, as you're trying to push up and you're trying to get people, and like no one's moving. They're calling out, "Sick man here," and like everyone turns around and they just stand still, and they look at you and they're like, "Yeah, I'm sick too. Yeah, yeah, I really need to get home. I really, really not feeling well. Get to the back of the line." And they just look out at you.
Why is everyone so rude? He's not feeling well. What part of he's not feeling well? Don't you excuse me? Excuse me.
The cable cars,
hear me?
The cable stars are like kind of starting to close as they're getting ready. And then you look back and you can see there's the constables kind of pushing through and kind of calling out, but you can't quite hear what she's saying yet. One more try if anyone wants to take a more direct approach and just shoving people past or anything like that.
Out of the way. Got to get on this one.
Okay, Richter.
I'll start shoving through the crevices of people.
Okay, so you just start pushing people and stuff. Okay. Yeah,
I'll do
strength?
strength for this.
Yeah.
I am still exhausted, so I'll
great.
get -2.
Oh boy, you guys are in trouble. Okay. There we go.
Maybe we'll get 2 successes.
All right, yeah. So you just like they're just like, "Yeah, come on, I'm sick too," and all of a sudden you just push this one guy. "Hey, what the heck? I'm standing here!" And then like the four of you and Pyrex on perching on shoulder, like you manage to slip right into the cable car right as the doors close, like these cage doors close, and as the cable car is beginning to kind of retreat from the platform itself, you see the face of the woman who is kind of not so much chasing you, but it was coming up in your direction, and it very much is like a sort of middle-aged woman. You can see she's got like black braids, and you can definitely tell even more closely now she has this bright emblazoned badge, but also like not that big muscular woman, but two of those like other guys in the alley are kind of standing behind her and just like watching as you go, and like with like these threatening mug faces on. But you're able to get away at that point, and we see the cable car pull off on the line and begin its trek. Where are you guys going? Are you guys going down to Aluminum Bay? Are you guys going back to your shuttle? What do you think?
Still going to the tiki bar?
No, I think we gotta get to the shuttle for you. Richter, do you know what that uniform means? The symbols on it, like what's her rank or anything like that?
Yeah, she must be a high rank or someone controls the Zepties. Some weird situation going on there.
Was it just me, or were the other ones looking at you? Did you have something happen with them?
I lit one of them on fire.
Armande's just
Bit of a
poking
run-in.
Richter in the side. You have red on you.
It's a bit tender.
What happened?
I brought out my awesome, very big, very large flamer, and I
So
did a lot of.
cool.
But why?
I pull out a tiny little squirt gun.
But why did you? What started it? Did they recognize you? Did you recognize them?
Oh, yeah, remember when I nudged you for the person with the face with the gold mask?
Oh, right.
Well,
Did you find them?
followed her. No, they escaped. I don't know why they wanted. Anyway, we went to the alley to follow, and they ran up. Couldn't find them, so had to go back down, coming back here, and there were just a bunch of people, thugs in the alley. So, Richter, and I point to his ribs, he took the brunt of it, but I moved Armande away from Richter as he tries to poke.
Oh no, that looks like that hurts.
It does, but I can still move. Armande looks like it took the worst of it.
I win.
I know that woman didn't believe me, but do you remember when you were telling us about that string that was hanging? This was.
Oh, and I'll pull out like a bucket of it.
It was a mechanical spider that dropped on that string, and that's what bit him in the neck.
Which, I mean, that makes sense. How you get, even though the dude was old, he would have been super tough, but maybe like you paralyze him, then you chuck him out, and then. All
right, shut it, Armande, and I'm like pushing him forward and checking his neck like 3 times and poking at where his injection was to see if I can figure out anything from it. I have no medical, but.
It hurts if you push right there, because we were doing that last time. Yes.
I just like pat him down over and over and over again in the same places, almost like
why would
OCD.
You poke it where somebody's been hurt? Doesn't make sense.
It's experimentation, but we should definitely keep our eyes out as we move around for those. But that's a good, Armande, that's a good theory, how this could have happened.
Okay, so you guys travel crisscross a bit on these cable cars over the chasm. You eventually load onto like an elevator that takes you down to this fairly large spectacle, right? Like, and you see, even at this time of day, like the port Aluminum Bay is still fairly chaos. It's just motion, sound everywhere. It's this sprawling network of like docking bays and scaffolds. You got these big looming cranes here and there, and all of them are like coated in layers and layers of dust, like this metallic dust. You can see people are moving various cargo haulers, like grinding across like tarmacs here and there. Headlights are kind of cutting through this swirling fog. There's grit, there's exhaust lights. There's street vendors that are out. You can see right now, even at night, so to speak. And they're all beneath these rusted overhangs, calling out, hawking various things. Most of it's like they're skewered meats and spiced teas, various things like that. As you're walking through the Aluminum Bay sort of area, at least this section of it, there's all sorts of neon cantina signs flickering here and there. You can see when you look up and out beyond the harbor, you can see that the great ship Dabaran is effectively dominating the sky. Like it's dominating your view. It's just covering the void. And you know that you all would have known, like maybe this morning or the day before, that this great ship had recently returned. And that's one of the reasons that this area is even busier than normal. And so you just see this massive silhouette that's just blotting out entire sections of what is the equivalent of sky for you all. Its gravity drives, you can see, is like spiraling all these different tempests here and there. It's rattling, kind of causing problems, and there's like various groans that you sometimes hear from time to time. There is an open edge of the bay that's exposed to vacuum, and you can see like there's containment fields that are like wavering a bit from the pull of the great ship. And then there's all these different like eddies swirling about and fog kind of out in the stars. But yeah, the entire bay is kind of busy, but you do know that there's a small little corner where the Explorers Guild has its warehouse, where it stores various things that it maybe has recently brought back or is getting ready to get a supply, maybe some kind of expedition. And your shuttle is parked in a bay nearby. So let's take a moment and go over what you all rolled. So what you all picked. So in our session 0, you decided that you wanted to go with the Owl. So it's a mid-sized shuttle. And it is effectively built for endurance and adaptability and is often used by prospectors and scavengers for remote missions. It was designed by former asteroid hauler Inia Solari in the year 168. And it became famous after it was the sole surviving craft during this catastrophic Slipstream event where an entire great ship, the Tauan, was lost in 176, and there's just this one shuttle that survived. And so it's like this big tank looking thing. It's got these two large circular caps at the very front, and in between those, towards the top of it, you can see like the glass of the bridge for whoever's up kind of flying here and there. And it's just like this big hulking looking thing. And you all, and yours is specifically painted a midnight black. Are there any decals or any other signifiers over it that you think, like, as we start to approach where you have this parked on the bay? Any other things from the outside that distinguishes yours from others of a similar model?
Maybe like a bright yellow, just straight. Would it be an owl or would it be a spider that we would put on the outside of it? Or another animal?
Yeah, what do you call it? What is the name for your ship? Do you remember? Who remembers?
Nightweaver?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's why maybe we do actually have a spider on the outside.
If you want to go with the yellow thing,
spider.
you could have some crisscrossing yellow lines, almost like threads.
That's the thing that popped in my mind with Weaver is like, do you remember like as a kid doing the like pot holders on the little like kid loom thing? Like that's sort of the image that I have.
That 90s like plastic thing, which had like a bunch of those pegs. Oh God, I haven't thought in that in a while.
Yes, that's what popped in my head. It's like it looks like that. Like it gets to like the weave
gonna know what it is.
Result.
Yes, we've got a 90s little thing on the
You have a 1990s weave pattern from a loom toy that Melissa played with when she was a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have some crisscrossing yellow lines here and there, and various patterns. It almost maybe it almost even looks somewhat like a builder rune in some kinds. Probably not, but it has that kind of style for it. Okay, did one of you paint it, you think, or did you hire somebody? Do any of the four of you have artistic sensibilities?
I would say I would have given it a shot.
Any of you have Machinist Guild connections?
Oh, not Machinist Guild, no.
Or contacts, I should say. The Machinist Guild is mainly in turbine halls, but a lot of their guild members are also very artistic, and it's not just like the how, like making the engine function, but there's also finding ways to artistically like convey different aspects of those halls as well. So like there is like an artistic component to it. So if any of you have a Machinist Guild contact, maybe they were the ones that they gave it a nice little paint. Okay, so we go inside, and why don't you guys tell me, like, what does it look like? Because we don't have any details on what it looks like on the inside. So what do you guys think you do? So technically, the stats of this thing, you don't really have a lot of upgrades. It has better sensors. It's got good armor. It can carry up to 8 passengers, and it has a decent amount of cargo supply. So like, it's a decent sized ship. So where do you guys stay? Like, do you each have individual rooms? Do some of you bunk up together? What do you think?
So I would say that where Rador and Pyrex sleep, I would say that you have basically, like what I have in my head is basically sort of like 2 swings. So you sort of have like a hammock swing where kind of Rador sleeps. And then you have like, I kind of imagine like the swing that you have inside like a bird cage, but obviously it's not a bird cage, but just like the little swing. That's sort of like where Pyrex kind of like sits. And so like sometimes you see the 2 of them kind of swinging together.
Okay. So is that like, do you think that's like by like the engine room? Do you think that's more like, do you think it's by like a cargo bay? But like, do you think it shares space with some other utility, or is it just your own little special place?
I would say that we probably took some type of room that's a little more of an equipment room and kind of put the hammocks in there, so that it's sort of like it's our, kind of like a private room. But then it's also, if somebody's got to like fix something mechanical, then that's also the room that we're kind of hanging out in.
What about Armande? Where do you think Armande's got his own space? Do you think you and Richter bunk up? Like, what do you think?
He probably has like a space nearby where Richter's is that is very neatly organized, where he stores a lot of his stuff. but because he's the Slipstream cartographer, the area near the ship where that happens, he usually just stays up late reading or studying or doing whatever. And 9 times out of 10, he crashes there instead of actually laying down in his real cot.
Okay. Do you think like up by like maybe like the bridge, not bridge, like that's an overstatement. The cockpit area, there's like a navigational room or something, and that's where you have various like charts and books and stuff, and you just kind of crash out in the chair or something.
So he has a room that in theory he rooms with Richter, but more often than not, he'll just get hyper focused on something that he's studying and then just crash. And then maybe he wakes up at the equivalent of like 3 a.m, goes back and sleeps on his bed for a total of like 2 hours, and then wakes up.
So long then, what is the room that you technically share with Armande look like? What do you guys have in there?
Yeah, I immediately head there, and it's very function over comfort. Everything's tidy. It's a bunked area. I sit there, so like there's med kits, supplies, very easy to grab. A fold-out table I'll sit on, start patching myself up because of the wound, and it's very clean.
Yeah, like you can see like the stab wound like cut through your clothes, it cut through whatever you had worn to the funeral, and like she had stabbed like right up to the hilt. Luckily it was like a shiv of some kind, so it wasn't a particularly long blade, but the pure force of it, like the stab wound sucks, but the pure force of it managed to actually crack a couple of your ribs too. So I know you have a couple days with that injury, so keep that in mind. Okay. And then what about Kef? Like where does Kef bunk out inside of the owl here?
Kef probably sleeps near where the engine is maintained, because she probably needs to, like, if anything goes wrong, she has to be there to try to fix it a lot of the time. And because Rador is in some of, like, the equipment closet area, she's been slowly, like, pulling the tools out of there just to, so she doesn't have to interact, and just, like, leaving them, piled in disorganized, just her system, her own little system. There's like a giant wrench hanging off of our shuttle. There's a bunch of like tools just on top of the engine that vibrate and make a clatter, and she doesn't even hear it anymore. She just like has a little hammock in the side. It's always boiling in there, and it's where she hangs out.
Okay. So you all make it back to your shuttle. It's been a strange day. Day started with a funeral. Had a weird little private meeting with your guild master who put you on a special assignment. You go to this legendary explorer's apartment who was ruled a suicide, but find all sorts of things that suggest it maybe wasn't. There's a missing potential tablet or artifact, some secret going on. Then there's Zapties who are now like doing something weird at the apartment. And then you go to the bird market and you find out that somehow the Black Toad, or at least an old Black Toad Delver might be involved somehow. So is there anything that you all want to call out that you do tonight as you like go to sleep, eat, rest, or we can just jump right forward to the next morning if there's nothing in particular you guys want to call out that you're doing as you make it back home here?
Rador probably wants to see if there's some type of portal or something that we can kind of get into, or communication to kind of just make sure that we kind of like have an appointment where we kind of need to go to the archive, I believe. So just kind of making sure that we're ready to go for that for the next day.
Would any of you have gone to the archive, you think, before? It's as Explorers Guild members, you can go. It's not normally open to the public, but as Explorers Guild members, it's usually if you just throw your sigil, like you can get inside. Do you think anyone ever would have gone there before? It's mainly a place like a repository of like, not artifact, like powered artifacts, but like old things collected. Like there's old books and journals and things like that. So you think Armande would have been there?
Yeah,
okay.
That sounds awesome.
Armande, you would know that an appointment's not really necessary. Like it's not something you need to do. It's not a very busy place. It's the closest thing to a museum that Ship City has, but it's in an old neighborhood, and that neighborhood was like, built in the early days of Ship City. There's like old hospitals and buildings down there that have kind of turned into more squalor and seediness now, but the archive has never moved. It would be too much of a pain in the ass to kind of move all of that kind of stuff. But you know that not many people go there just for fun, and it's not a busy place, so you wouldn't need an appointment specifically. Okay. Anything else anybody wants to call out?
I can mostly feel my fingers again, Richter. I'm really sorry you got stabbed. Do you want me to try doing anything?
Yeah, roll this up for me. It's a bit of an herb that can smoke, relieve the pain a bit.
Okay.
Okay. So in terms of healing, natural healing, you guys can all regain 1 of each. So hope, heart, and health. So that's natural healing for every shift you do to rest. And so if we're saying that you guys are in for the night and you're resting, all of you can recover 1. And then you can recover a condition as well. So if any of you had accrued conditions during that, and your critical injury, remember it has a timer. So you should have rolled
7
the number
days
of days
for me.
Okay. It's going to take a week. So just keep track of that, and just every day, just go ahead and knock down 1 on that. You can still heal though. You're not broken, which is different.
Yeah.
It's just an injury. Okay.
For hope, I think it's a D6, if that's all right.
Is it? I thought it was 1
Yeah, I
per
remember
day for
reading in the
everything.
recovery.
If you had it right the other day in a different game, so I'll trust you. I thought it was 1 per. I thought natural recovery is 1 each, as long as you're in a
1 per health.
blight-free zone.
Then I saw hope was a D6.
Okay. All right. Hey, if that's what you recall, I'm not gonna fight you. Not natural. Okay.
If that is the case, I would love to roll a d6. I have 1 hope.
I got a 1 anyways, so there we go.
It's fate.
For Kef for the evening, she would probably spend some time like just triple checking the engine and making sure that everything was good. But then she would spend some time making almost like tiny little cylinders with little bumps on them that when you rotate made a little chiming music. Just in her spare time before. And she hides it away if she can. Like people may have noticed, but she doesn't state it as something like she's doing.
Like you don't need the full engines on, but you probably have certain things that you're powering the shuttle for just to have basics, basic environmental systems and things. And so maybe that alone is enough to sort of smother or hide some of the sounds for sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is, I'm just checking really fast before I forget this recovery thing. So you said hope, right? Hope was like a 1d6.
It's page 68. When not broken or suffering from another effect that blocks recovery, you spontaneously heal D6 points of hope per shift of resting.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay. Awesome. All right. So morning will come. You all wake, maybe eat some morning lentil stew to get your bodies going. Day has passed. You definitely feel better at this point, Armande. You feel no more ill effects of the poison. You're not slurring your words. Everything's fine. Richter, healing has begun, but there's definitely still some pain. The ribs are still sore. But it's morning time. It's early hours of the day. Where do you guys want to head?
I'm going to check out the archive. Yes?
Yeah.
You told me last night, Armand, that we don't have to make an appointment. We can just show up, and you're sure they're going to let us in?
Oh yeah, no, they're super friendly. In fact, like they're excited when people are excited to be there. Which why wouldn't you be excited to be there? It's so cool. They have all the stuff there.
I can see why they would let you in with no problem. You're sure they're going to let in all of us as well? There's not like a limit.
No. It's not always the most crowded place. I mean, if everybody knew how cool it was, it would be very crowded. But no, I think there would be room for all of us.
Best kept secrets and all. And Redora kind of gestures to Pyrex. Are they welcome? Like our Garuda going to be welcome indoors there.
I think so. I mean, I've never gone there. I don't know if I've seen Garuda there before. Maybe I have.
I mean, not everyone has a bird. But burn
Yeah.
are pretty revered. Like they're not something that people shoo away.
I
They're
think
pretty held in high regard.
I think I've seen it a couple of times. Like, not like, but I think it'd be fine. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And like they you know, obviously they know me, so I could smooth it over.
Sounds great.
They
Kef,
probably can't.
Kef, it'll be a better place for us to go. Maybe you won't be in such a rush when we're there.
I will. I've got to take a look for that lady as well and find out if she's following us or not.
You know, why did you guys like get stabbed last night?
I'm pretty sure it was a robbery. I mean,
Could
I
you
wouldn't
look-
know any different.
Is it possible that someone already knows that we're looking into this? We've barely been at this for just a short time.
I mean, mechanical spider bite with like weird thread that matches the scene of the crime. I think yes. I think we're being watched, and I think we're in imminent danger, and that's just, you know, hey, it's just the job, right?
I think he's right. So we should make sure to stay together in a group, or else this bloody thing is going to be a bit of a wank fest, isn't it?
That's right. Otherwise, you get stabbed and paralyzed.
We got punched pretty hard too, so yeah.
Jeff, quick
Oh.
mechanical question. Can we send like a secure message back to Master Moska?
You would probably hire a messenger. Like you would actually probably pay someone to deliver something. Like there's comm links and things usually when you have like your delving suits on and everything. But in terms of like wireless transmissions, you would probably more likely hire someone to physically go deliver a message.
Okay. And she was pretty clear to not talk to anyone but her
Yeah.
about this. So okay.
I mean,
At some point, we should let her know.
have like good information. We probably should share. Maybe we try to get just a little bit more first.
Yeah, no, you're right. Hopefully we won't all die before we get an update
Like,
to her. But Kef, you're
No.
right. We'll stick together. We'll stay together this time.
Keep an eye out for a gold mask light person too. There's
Okay.
a lot to do, but yeah, stick together.
So you depart your shuttle. You push through the very, very busy Aluminum Bay now in the daytime, so to speak. It's even there's different vendors that have shown up, and you can see it's much more crowded than it was at night. Certain cantinas they have like different color of flickering that's coming on now for the morning crowd. You can see there's a scent more of like teas and things as opposed to various types of boozes and other types of flavored smokes that might have been more pronounced at night. And you go over towards where the lift will take you up. Now you guys are down on Aluminum Bay. If you look at the map, you're going upward to essentially the bottom part of the chasm. So that's where the haze is. So you're going back up. And you kind of wait around, not too long, but there's people moving about, kind of getting ready to go to various places and work here and there. Like you're pushing past some folks, like and struggling as you see like various like, you know, cable rats or crane rats and such moving about with their and like hauling things left and right. And you wait around at the entrance to the lift for one to come. There's people talking here and there. There's some like street poet like off to the side that's just like not beatboxing, but doing like slam poetry, and it's just like remixing various like pop ballads and things and stuff that you know is pretty current and popular right now. And every now and then someone will throw like a tiny little chit down of Ruka, not much, but a little bit here and there. And they just like they're singing here and there and rapping a bit about like various like topics like lost ships is a common thing, and like silent signals and like riches that were promised, like pretty standard kind of flair that you hear in some of the more popular ballads, kind of like how American country, it's like trucks and lost women and dogs and, you know, whatnot. So the kind of those same sort of motifs are starting to pop up.
I would like to say that Pyrex kind of like, as we're going by, you see Pyrex is sort of like, kind of like bopping their head a bit as we go by. So Pyrex is sort of like appreciating this. And so then Redor will drop a couple in there because Pyrex was like entertained. And so then that means that, you know, a little tribute should be given for that.
Yeah, so he looks over towards you, like kind of puts his hands together, like connects them at the base of his hands, and like kind of thanks you, like kind of bows down, gives you a big bright smile, all these like little strange little dots and tattoos around his face, this like scrummy little beard here and there. But then the lift comes. You're all able to climb on top of it, and you start rising. There's several other people here. It's very crowded. But you don't have that far to go since you're really just going up to the very base of the chasm. And when it reaches yours, like there's a lurch, and you can just feel the whole thing shift. And you can tell who is prepared and who is a regular, as like others are like grabbing the railing right before it reaches the stop. And a couple people stumble here and there and like bump into each other. But as the doors open, there's this almost like a mist that just pushes in even before some of the passengers that are trying to climb on and others are trying to leave. It's that moment where there's a collision of people exiting and people getting on. But there's also this exhaust or this fog. It's very wispy. It starts weaving around and it starts to wrap around people who get off, including yourselves. And you all can smell that distinct scent of reactor exhaust, like bubbling up from below. And you step out, you're on the landing, people are pushing past you. You can see that there's a handful of signs here and there on the platform that directs passengers to different locations down in the haze. But most have been graffitied in some way. Like you can see utility of them isn't that great. Some of them have like different secret markers. Some of them have like various symbols or symbology, like only alley gangs or like ventilation cults or something like that would know. But fortunately you have Armande with you, and he is very familiar where this is. And also Kef, I believe you are from the haze, are you not? Isn't that your origin?
That is my home. This is my hometown.
Do you connect? Do you still keep in touch with anyone down here? Or is there any people you'd still, whether it's a good reason or a bad reason?
Yeah, I do have probably some like black toad friends that I still hang out with. I'm not in bad standing with a black toad, so I probably do keep in contact. I probably my parents probably get me to come home once a month or so, maybe.
Okay.
And there's some dust runners that I know too,
okay, for sure. Yeah, and you can tell immediately as you get off, like there's transactions that are happening here and there. Like you can see like little young kids like running past and such that or they're delivering things here and there. You pass by like an alleyway and you look down and you can see there's transactions. And that wispy smoke, that fog is everywhere. It's absolutely everywhere, and the scent is very probably familiar to you, Kev. So something to think about. You don't have to answer now. Just something to think about for the future. With your Black Toad Association, like, do you think that's something that you were a member and left, which is a hard thing to do in a way that isn't going to have them on your tail, or do you think you just like helped them out with various things and made connections? So something to think about how you want to handle that as we move on. But for now, Armande, it's not that far. If anybody is really keeping watch for this gold mask individual, they can roll a perception test right now if anybody would like to.
I would absolutely be doing that. Also, I think I'm on the periphery of the Black Toad, not in, but I did ship cutting, which is essentially like flipping ships for them, right?
Sure.
One success.
Okay. You don't notice anyone in the golden mask, but you do notice, and it's not hard really to tell, that there is a Zapti, someone who is trying to pretend to not necessarily be following you, but you definitely notice somebody, like they were in the cable car, and maybe you couldn't tell because they had a coat over top, but as you start moving down the path off to maybe you hang a right getting off the platform, and you pass by like all of these different like dimly lit like cafes and cantinas and things. You maybe hear the sounds of like like fighting happening on the inside of one. You definitely can see in some of the reflections of various say various panes of windows and things, this person is following you, and they have like a bigger coat over top. It's not the same woman though. It's actually a man. It's a man with kind of a very thinly shaved head, but you can tell he's just kind of following you. And anytime you stop, he suddenly turns and just like looks in like a window of something, like he's assessing what he's going to buy, but he's keeping his distance.
You feel like a bit of a porcupine there's a shop up front over there, does some good pies, which is a code word that I've definitely taught you guys. When I'm saying porky pies, I mean the police are following us, or yeah.
Zapty are on our heels.
Zapties, yes.
So does that mean that we're going to like try to cut a corner, cut another corner, cut another corner, and like lose the tail?
Do we want to have that? I'm just, as far as I'm concerned, I think that I would definitely have a way of indicating that we're being seen, because I spot things. But yeah, if you want to start cutting corners, then that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just a question, because I guess we're right.
I mean, I get that we're being watched, but like I'm famished.
I made him hungry.
I didn't eat supper last night. I was going to, but then there was the whole like thing, and it just, and then my tummy was kind of upset after that.
What can you do about? Okay, well, we'll find you something. So let's just keep moving. But yeah, there's a pie shop up there, and I'll go and indicate to Redur to like start your shortcut trails.
Okay, if you want to try to shake the tail, that's fine. Go ahead and give me a little roll for that. Maybe anyone can lead on this. So if there's one person that wants to try to take the lead and kind of this weird, because you're not taking the shortest distance, you're just trying to taking like a circuitous path, like through some alleys, or maybe like cutting into one building and kind of moving out the back entrance to it, that sort of thing. So if you want it to be Redur, you can make a case for agility or logic, I think. One of those two.
Yeah, I'll take agility. Looking through my talents, and I don't think that I've got anything, so I'm going to roll it straight with agility.
Okay.
And I can spend a point of hope to get a +1, right?
Can you, or are we back to One Ring rules?
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm just going to... I rolled it straight. Oh, see, I had a Jeremy roll. I only had 4 dice, and I got 2 successes.
There you go. All right. Yeah. You guys go into this pie shop. Okay. It's like a cafe. We'll call it a cafe. And so there's... and in terms of the types of pies, like fruit exists, but it's down in the gardener's area of Ship City, but like it's not something that really comes up regularly. And especially to a place like the Haze, it's probably more like you're eating... you're eating like pastries. Maybe they don't necessarily have the fruit, or there's like some types of creams or seasoned lentil pie or something like that.
Paste, some sort of flavored paste inside of a pastry.
So yeah, maybe it's like you guys are eating, and you can tell like looking out the door as like there's a small crowd of people all like getting their various kavas and teas and things for the day, and some of them eating breakfast and this like kind of coming and going. That Zapty officer is still outside, kind of across the street, occasionally looking over their shoulder. And then you time it, Redur, at just the right time to get everyone to kind of duck. And then you start pushing through, and like maybe a back way, and you can see a back door, and you slip out into the back alley, and you're able to move with sudden alacrity. And as far as you can tell, they're not following you. And a handful of alleyways here and there you go, passing by, some people stopping and trying to offer you something, sell you like beads that they had created, or packages of various herbs, or pieces of mushroom that they managed to clean out of some weird dark place. You find yourselves eventually at the archive itself. So you kind of make it there, and with Armande leading the way, or at least pointing out to you which direction you have to go. The archive itself is... Again, it's kind of stands out in some ways in this area, like a sore thumb, because everything around here is kind of old and grimy, but the but the archive is still kept in relatively decent shape. And you can see that there is this large set of double doors that's made of quan wood, and there's like this beautifully carved set of like broad stairs that go up towards those doors. And it's definitely different than every other storefront and every other stoop that you've passed. But you hurry up. You scurry up. There's no one fighting and jockeying past you as you go up these stairs, and you push open the doors and you find yourselves in a very, very large cavern. In fact, like it's a place of decent size. It's in Armande. You would know that there's probably sections of this place that you've never seen, even if you've come here several times, just because of how large it is and the different sections it is. But eventually you find yourselves inside of a lobby, and you can see like there's like some kind of circular half circle welcoming desk, and also made of that same kind of wood. And you see these two gray clad archivists, very pale looking individuals, both middle-aged men of some kind, one of which has a very cleanly cropped beard, the other is clean shaven. But they're both sitting behind this like desk that's like mostly stone with these little bits of quan like on the railings and things that are lacquered. And you can see sitting beside them, there is this large glass jar that has what looks like all these large, oversized fireflies in them. And one of them looks up and, "Is there something we can help you with this morning?"
Yes, we've got a few items that we'd hope to study. I have my own, for myself, I have some ponderings amidst, and this is Jeremy trying to backtrack. It was Cirrus, is that the term correct?
Cave of Cerne, like that's the location, that's the batch that the Garuda bird would have been from.
Yeah, he'll use that, and I have a background in teratology. So instead of making it obvious that it's about the Garuda, he'll try to like name something else that might be from that same thing, since he's got some familiarity with various creatures.
Okay. Yeah, so they'll look at you like, "If you wish to see what is publicly available from Cerne, certainly. We're going to need you to sign in, of course." And like they'll see like there's like a little tablet in front of you. Okay. So you kind of sign in and you put your name down, and they will reach into the jar and they will say, like they'll set it in front of you. They'll mention something. They'll say a word to it, like a location within the archive. And then moments later, you see the firefly start to buzz up and begin to fly. It's like right at eye level with you, and starts to move into the archive itself. They probably don't give you too much trouble because they probably might even recognize you to a degree. And do you flash your Explorer's sigil, I presume?
Yeah, he'll probably just go through whatever his normal procedure is. Oh, and just so you know, I think you at least, you're normally getting off your shift around now. There's this place where they have these amazing like spicy pastries. You have to go try them. They're really good.
Yes, we commonly take our midday meal there. You have excellent taste.
That's why we both like to hang out here together. Well, not together, but like we both enjoy spending time within these archives of knowledge. I'm going to follow the Firefly. It's good to see you.
And so like Armande, you start following this thing as it's taking you back to a fairly large section that's dedicated to the caves of Cerne. Again, the caves of Cerne is not an unknown quantity. Like all of you would be somewhat familiar with it. Armande, you know a little bit more details with it. So once Armande disappears, like they just turn to the three of you at that point. And is there something that we can do for you?
What you got on the myth of Nadir?
Nadir, the lost Ark ship. We have nothing. It has never been found. It is what led our people out here, of course, but this is a place where we archive physical things. And as it has not been discovered, there is nothing to archive.
You don't take memories, like diaries.
Memories of whom? The people who were on it were lost because they were on the ship.
I
must ask, we are very busy. If you have no serious request, we would kindly ask you to not loiter within the archive.
We do. Ridor's looking around to see if there's like a line behind us, which I assume they're...
Nope, it's just the three of you now, as Armande dipped off. Yeah.
And so we were given a pretty specific kind of instruction from Master Moska that Levon Najar had been given access to the old archives just a few days before his death, I believe, was kind of information that we had. And that's sort of what turned us on to this. And so that would... Ridor's take on this is kind of being fairly overt in like, we're, very sorry for, kind of the passing of, this elder, and we...
Madam, as I said, we are very busy. If there is something you wish to see, and you are members of the Explorers Guild, simply let us know. We are very busy organizing things here and caring for the archive. Look, you're talking to librarians who literally just know where various things are in here. They're not talking to Explorers Guild members. Like, they're just people who work here. So they're like, is there something?
You have a record?
Is there a journal?
Yes.
Or is there an object you wish to see?
Yes. Would you have a record of what, when he was here, what he might have looked at, if he was given access to a special collection? Is that information that you would have recorded in a record or a file?
They kind of look, and they look very put out when you ask them to start going through their personal file. Roll an empathy test.
Okay. Checking through my talents just to make sure. Nope. Okay, straight roll.
And you might want to look back, by the way, at what you did, in fact, learn from Levon Najar's apartment. I think some of you might be forgetting some of the things that you actually discovered.
I did not get
we want to ask about the stones.
I'm going to push the roll.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Okay.
I pushed and I failed. I keep losing hope left and right.
Okay, so they look at you and they're like, I'm very sorry, but you must understand that we are not disposed to give out private. Would you care if we let others know why your friend, what he was looking into? No. People come here to study what they care to study for. And like they start getting a little a little haughty about it. And they're like, privacy is something we care for here. It is not something that we would expect you to understand. You all unearth and rip things away from the proper places, and we
listen.
We'll go looking on our own. Thank you.
No. I think it's best that you just wait for your friend. Perhaps at that cafe shop. Yes.
We're looking for a stone glyphs, and Kef is gonna spit out a bunch of sort of information that we learned about sort of glyphs and the stones that we were looking for. And she's trying to kind of appear logical and intelligent. I'm aiming for a logic roll really on this one,
sure,
because empathy is not what I'm good at.
Sure. You
to argue.
Okay, so
she has
just
the right
to
read it.
refresh your guys' memory, what you found. You found a crumpled page from a notebook that had
I don't want to show
partial
them the
sketch of what looks
picture.
like a builder tablet.
I don't want to show it to them.
It also had a number on that. They're just archivists. They're just librarians. These are just people. Okay.
Don't trust anyone.
And then there was a text written on the back. Okay. Okay, so that's the case. Then just roll it flat. Then I was going to give you a bonus if you actually started referencing.
Oh, get the
appreciate
bonus. Get the bonus.
No, I'm paranoid in this
Goodness.
character. That's why I'm looking around all the time. I'm going to do it without. It's just, yeah.
Okay.
I know it's harder. 1 success.
Okay. And when you mention like a build, so maybe you mentioned something about a builder tab, and then with Redor's mention of like Levant Nijar, the other one who hasn't really been talking much kind of looks over towards you, looks over towards like the partner, and says, well, that particular item has been very popular of late. And the one who had been talking to you has been kind of like stonewalling you a little bit, like shoots him a dirty look. And it's just, and it says like, Quito, please. Well, I'm just saying that they are not the first person. They're not the second person. We have had many people, and he kind of looks up at you, and many people in the past few days who have been very interested, asking about builder tablets, asking about yes. But yeah, without like you. The problem is, okay, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. The problem is you're at a library and you're trying to look up information, and like you're not really telling them anything. And so they're here to help you find stuff. But like when you mention Levant Nijar's name in a builder tablet, like that's something that's been popping up more frequently here and there. Perhaps if you had a specific object that you were looking for.
And Redor would kind of look at Kef. We've worked together long enough that like Redor would know that Kef gets very kind of territorial about information. Of like they can't help us if they don't know what it is that we're looking for.
All right, I will pull out the piece of paper of the charcoal drawing with the stone glyph on it.
Okay. So you show it, and like the one who had finally spoken, oh yes, that is the one. And the haughty one who has been stonewalling you is just shaking his head now. Yes, your Levant Nijar, yes, he was here. One, and he reaches underneath this big desk and he pulls out this large ledger, flops it down in front of you. It's like maybe from last week's, you can see it's like the live one, Armande, and he flips back through. Yes, Moon Day last week, Levant Nijar, right here. And spins it around and slides it in your direction, Redor and Kef. Levant Nijar, on Moon Day, Gar Boutlep, he was not alone. And then, yes, on Guild's Day, we had another visitor, Aldor Mirzetan. Yes, and now you, very popular, as I said.
Did I hear you correctly that Levant Nijar was here with Gar Boutlep?
Well, that is what the ledger says. I was not on shift that day, but I have no reason to presume that my fellow archivist did anything but exceptional documentation.
Well, thank you. And you said it was Aldor Mirzetan was the next one, and what day was on that?
No. It's right here. You can read it. It's Aldor Mirzetan. And I'll show you guys the names later, but yeah.
Yeah. That's very, very helpful of you, Redor says, kind of with emphasis on the helpful.
For us, you were on shift that day, on Guild's Day at least, yes? Yes? Yes, but I think you have shared enough. Perhaps they can just go to the section of the archive. Perhaps they are ready to finally leave our lobby and let us work and be. I'm just saying you were on shift that day. Perhaps some of us are not as forthcoming. We don't know who these people are. They could be here to steal from us. Why would they be showing us their faces and talking to us at great length if that is not the way of a thief? And they just bicker back and forth like an old married couple.
Perfect. And thank you for being helpful. Appreciate the help very much.
Do you wish to visit the same section of the archive that
I do.
Mr. Yeah, one moment.
Quito, you're a real one for sure.
A real what?
You're definitely the right one for in this argument, whatever it is. You're the one that is in the correct.
There are many words you just said. I don't know if that was the most efficient organization of them there, but I thank you, as I think you meant something kind. And he reaches into like the jar and he pulls out one of these fireflies and he kind of does a little thing with it, and then it flies up to eye level and it lights up and you can see it begins to start measuring. And Richter, you've been quiet. Have you been waiting along? Do you want to like go with them, or is there something else you were looking to do?
Yeah, I've been waiting to get access as well. Maybe push in a question of, have they seen this sort of thread? Is it heirloom related, artifact related? Something in here?
I'm afraid to say that is not our expertise, but I suppose I could take a look at it. And you like lay it out on the desk a bit. I don't think that we have anything currently stockpiled that matches this description. I can tell with certainty that this is heirloom. This is not guild tech. That is for certain. It's not a. I would say, yes. There's. I'm not quite sure what it is. Beautifully crafted, though. Beautifully. Is it for? He's like holding it up in the light. Is this for some sort of rope? Perhaps stitching, maybe?
Not sure the uses of it, but we've found a bit of it around.
Well, just found it. This, I would imagine, could fetch a decent penny on a certain markets. Quito, do not talk to them about it. You're encouraging them now to sell to black markets. Now, go stop it for us. It is the way of Ship City. And yes, what I'm saying is that it is valuable. Not for the archive per se, but to some, it would be.
Thank you for that. Does that number on that sketch mean anything?
Yeah, so like do you remember what it says? It was like the Y22.
Yeah, 122Y.
Okay. So yeah, he looks at it and he says, I believe it is, one moment. Yes, there in this particular section that the Firefly is sending your two companions, it's items from dig site 12 and 2Y. That is the registration number for the stone tablet that is in that sketch that you tried very hard not to show me. Gives you a wry smile. Yes. It is a number we use to catalog items.
You were saying something, Riddle?
Oh, I was just going to say that Riddle's looking around to see if there's one of those like comment cards, like rating things for these librarians. Like she stepped back and Richter's having this conversation. She's looking for one of those because Quito is going to get a
is that something that has survived all these centuries, generations?
Right.
Comment cards. Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. Yes. We do have a suggestion box over in the corner.
Quito, Keto deserves a raise.
Some people have mistaken it for a trash container, but it is actually a place for you to put various ideas, requests, this sort of thing. But please do not put your trash in there.
Oh no, wouldn't think of it. We have more respect than that.
Clearly, you do. Yes. See for us, these are friendly people. You are far too untrusting. Now, you if your firefly awaits you, if you have no more questions about the archive or the men, shall take you into the shelves. Now, please be careful what you touch. Everything is priceless. Everything is one of a kind. And we would very much request that you do not break anything. Not that you would, of course, but it is a kindness that we would ask for.
We can respect that. The only thing we'll break is the silence.
Okay. So if that's the case, then you can see the firefly flies up into the air and it starts to buzz ever so slightly. It gets face level with you and it begins leading you deeper into the archive. We'll cut to Armande, who this whole time this conversation has been happening, has been weaving through row upon row of like metal shelves that stretch almost all the way up to these really high ceilings. And we can see walkways and bridges connecting higher shelves that are up there. There's all sorts of other archivists, all in gray, kind of moving about, all tending to various tasks. Dim globe lights that are just illuminating and creating these strange shadows here and there, but no shadows where anything would be read. And the smell of paper, as you see row upon row of like old journals and almanacs and various edicts and decrees since the founding of Ship City, sometimes even going back as far as to Long Traverse during the travel out here. And as you're moving about, Armande, you nearly bump into this kind of short, bald, middle-aged man who just who's like bumbling around. Is like the firefly that he's trying to follow is like spinning around his head, and no, maybe not here after all. Oh, excuse me. And he just the two of you just collide for a second.
Ted, that was all my fault. I'm really sorry. I'm so clumsy. You try to follow the firefly, but the firefly kind of thinks it knows what you want, but doesn't exactly know what you want, and then you like.
Well, yes, they have to program it at the front lobby, and if they aren't doing their jobs and they program it incorrectly, who knows how these things work? I can tell you this: that these fabulous creatures, these devices, but if they programmed it, they could take you who knows where. All right. Well, I can tell you this: they have sent me to the wrong place. I can't seem to find hide nor hair of what I'm looking for.
Well, I'm in here like all the time. My name's Armande. I'm happy to meet you. What are you looking for?
Armande. Oh, Huzra, nice to meet you.
And he holds out a hand to sort of shake, and it's this like big, meaty palm, and it is callous to high heaven. Like it is just like he grabs it, and it feels like you're shaking the hand of somebody who has like concrete or sandpaper.
Yes. Well, I am an engineer and a machinist, and I'm trying to track down journals of Engineer Kava Arash, if you're familiar with their work. Year 21, and I've been down this row that is supposed to have what I need, but it's not there. I see. Have you ever been down to the Turbine Halls before?
I don't think that I have. So, let me...
Young man, how could you not go to... They're the most beautiful place there is. I tell you what, you help me find what I'm looking for. I help you find what you're looking for. And then I'll take you down to the Turbine House and you'll see beauty as far as the eye can see down there. It's far better state of affairs than here in this rabble of an able to call this an Argyle.
I mean, I won't turn down an invitation to kindness or beauty. Okay, with the Firefly got you here, there, let's just assume that the Firefly gets the basic idea of what you're looking for. What was the name of the place again that you were looking for, or the person?
No, I'm looking for the Journals of Engineer Kava Arash. It's year 21, I think. See.
Okay.
What you don't understand,
Okay.
you don't seem like an engineer yourself. There is a recurring
I'm listening. I'm so sorry.
ship-wide vibration that is, they tell me I am imagining it. They say, Huzra, you're imagining things. And I say, I'm not imagining things. There is a vibration. The problem is that they cannot sense it. They don't have the sensitivity that I do. See, go ahead. Go ahead. Just touch my hand there, right there. Right, very lightly. Just a tiny little prick. Right there. Yes. See, I felt it. See, I am a very sensitive man. Like I my hands look like, well, they look like a mechanic's
They
hands.
look like big, strong hands.
They are, but my mind is bigger and stronger than my hand.
Okay.
I'm getting off track.
I believe it.
The point is that there are vibrations, and I believe these are vibrations, you see, that go back to the origin of Ship City itself. And I believe Engineer Arash documented it. Yes, I remember reading it when I was younger. It was 25 years ago, something of the sort.
Well, now I have to help you find this because I'm fascinated.
Thank you, sir. You are very kind, young man. Very kind indeed.
I mean,
what do you do?
I'm in here a good bit. I kind of logically understand the flow of the library, and I also am an investigator, so maybe if I was searching for something, could I try to stretch the investigator towards that?
Absolutely. I think so, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're seeing rows and rows of these old journals and tomes. Like paper is a thing. Like paper is actually more commonly used than like tablets and other types of digital devices. Those things still exist, but in much smaller quantities, and usually only people who are a little bit more affluent or have access. Most stuff is actually paper stuff. Newspapers are printed, books are printed, journals are printed. Like it's a thing. Thanks to the Gardeners Guild. Like the Gardeners Guild generates these types of things. So you see rows and rows of books.
Give me a good roll.
Oh no.
3. This
Did
is
you do
when I
well?
finally, when it's something that's not even related to what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
That's when I can roll multiple successes.
So you start moving down the hall, down row after row, and you can see his, whatever the Firefly is, you see his is sort of like spinning around and trying to direct him, and he's like kind of swatting it because it's annoying him at this point. But you can tell as you start moving that the Firefly is literally just trying to get him to steer. And so between you and it, you're able to track down this row of engineering journals from various people who are in charge of like the turbine halls and various other constructions in the earliest decades of Ship City. And so you can see, okay, there's year 18, year 19, year 20, year 21. And then you start going through all these old bound tomes, thick, heavy. They have there's you can see grease stains and things on them. But eventually you come across one and you pull it down and you can see the journals of Engineer Kava Arash on them. And when you flip them open, it's part journal, but it's more like a log book, basically. And as you pull it down and hand it to him, and the two of you are looking over it and you're flipping through it, you just see it's a chronicle of individual days, literally every day, that chronicles specific repairs that were being done that day in wherever this engineer was actually stationed, and various like commentary. So it's not even like this narrative journal, but he seems oh goodness, there it is. You found it, my boy. Oh, wonderful. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, yes, yeah, yes, I'll find it. Phantom vibrations. Time off. No, I'm not taking time off. I'll show them. Yes, I will. And he starts like flipping through it. Yes. Well done. And he like smacks you on the back, and you like kind of shake a little bit from just how sturdy he is. Is he right here, right there? This big giant finger like smashes down to the page. He's got one of those really like wide fingernails, but then also kind of short fingernails. He's got one of those, and he points right down on it. He leaves like a little small smudge of grease that just so happens to be still on his fingers.
She says it right there itself. Vibrations in the core, the foundations itself. Ha ha! I have proof here.
And that's well, that's and his face starts to get kind of crestfallen a bit.
It says she repaired them. They've come back. They need proper mate. Yes, it's a recurring issue. You see, the maintenance is needed. Yeah.
And you can start to tell that he's like having second thoughts. But you notice as you're standing here, his like hands are kind of shaking every now and then too. Like as he pokes down, his hands kind of shake a bit.
I feel like obviously like it's you definitely do your guild a service to have this fervent search for the truth, and I admire it.
Thank you. It's very kind of you to say, young man. Yes. Armande, was it?
Yeah. Yes. Armande Loutreides. It's a pleasure to meet you. Dusra, correct?
Hoosra. Yes, Hoosra.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
I had a terrible night last night. I will do better. Hoosra.
You look a little.
I got bit by a spider, and it was just a bad time.
A spider? But were you in the cave gardens?
I wasn't. That's where you would expect it to happen, right?
Yeah, it's kind of curious. Spider.
I need to learn how to understand the vibrations around me better, right? Maybe it wouldn't have been able to sneak up on me then.
Well, there are, you see, good vibrations, and then there are bad vibrations, and then there are the indecipherable ones that takes a little time to learn out. And if you believe the people who I work with, my engineering team, there are phantom vibrations that only those who are probably need time off feel as well. But I think I have the proof here to suggest otherwise.
Okay. Yeah. And then, since it was multiple successes, maybe I just roll that over into saying, well, from what I can assume, if you wanted to look up studies on the vibrations on different halls or whatever, I think you could probably find that over at that aisle over there. Not that you need that.
There's no reason to presume that these vibrations are localized only to the halls. Anywhere, the earliest origins of the city itself might be susceptible to them. That's a brilliant idea, Armande. Yes.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, clearly you're onto something, and you owe it to yourself and others.
The age, yes. I don't organize by physical location. It's age of the district itself. I should be organizing by. Yes. Brilliant idea, Armande. Yes,
you have it.
Smacks you again on the back, really hard. Okay. And so I'll say at this point, you start seeing like and hearing the sounds of like your fly trying to get you to move, but then you also notice moving throughout. There's Kef, there's like Richter, there's Rador, and they're going somewhere too. But he just like pats you on the back.
Oh, you have been most helpful. If there's anything I can do to help you, if you're ever down in the turbine halls, please come. I would love to show you around. There are holes down there that are twice the size of this. That would dwarf this. We don't have the collection, you see. But if you have an eye for beauty, what was I talking about again?
I will take you up on that. I am willing to realize that the more I learn, the more I realize I don't understand, and so I would love to learn what you are willing to teach.
I am looking for an apprentice. You see, I am. Have you any mechanical acuity?
It's not what I typically do. Cartography is more of what I do. I also love studying.
Navigators Guild member, are you? I would not have pegged you for that.
Well, I mean, it's what sometimes you have somebody who sponsors you and helps you, and you do your best in it, but sometimes your passion can sometimes be somewhere, and like, here's the thing you're being led, and here's the thing you want to do, and like, I just want to do everything.
I see. Well, if you're ever in the turbine halls, you have a friend there now, and if I can help you with anything, if I can return the favor, then absolutely.
So go ahead and put down your sheet. You've got Huzra Dakil as another potential contact for yourself. Machinist Guild. Machinist researcher. Yeah, there you go.
Very nice. Very nice. Speaking of contact, I'm going to break in. Thanks for the raid, Reflect Games. Welcome.
Reflect Games, thank you so
welcome.
much. Awesome. Thanks for hanging out with us. Playing a little Coriolis tonight. Jeremy made a friend. Okay, so while Armande is talking with Huzra a bit and exchanging contact details, the three of you are following this firefly. And you can see, like, as you're moving, like I said, ceilings go up so high, the shelves go up so high, row and row of these really high metallic shelves, to the point where, like, some of them you can't even see through them. They're stacked so heavily. Others, you can see there's space between, like, ruins and boxes, that probably contain smaller little pieces, and some of them have labels. And then you can kind of see now that cataloging tool, the part numerical, it's like alphanumerical, a couple letters, a couple numbers here and there. And you can see that there's archivists here and there. There's this like annoying, horrible squeak as you see these two archivists are like dragging this small creaky cart that's like overloaded with paper tomes, and they're kind of bickering here and there. It just seems like that's the constant state. Archivists are in pairs and constantly bickering. But you eventually find yourselves maybe about a 5-minute walk from the lobby in a section that that is not metallic. Like, it's not metal shelves. Instead, like, you can see these dark quan wood, the same kind of wood that the doors were made out of, in part of the embellishment on the front desk. There is a musty smell here of like tar, old paper. You can see that there is like a little signage that says items from dig site 12. And then there are 2 full shelves with like old crates, fairly large, and all these different rolls of things piled up in between. So tons and tons of crates. Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Got a lot to look through. Trying to find out what he was searching.
You said the letter and number goes to a specific section, yes?
Right, 122Y, it looks like.
Right, let's take a look around.
Okay. I'll say if any of you wanted to roll a perception, you can roll a perception as well as you're looking about this section of the archive, going through some of these crates, opening things. Definitely it becomes clear to you, even without a whole lot of searching, that several of these crates on these different shelves have been opened recently. You can tell like the lids have been like ajar a bit and maybe not quite seated properly. And you also notice that there are traces of splintered wood where someone has likely like taken a pry bar and split some of these crates open as well. And there's little splinters and such in there. So it's very clear that this hasn't been cleaned recently, and someone has certainly been going through some stuff. And there's also like a little manifest here, like as you were able to pull out like on a small clipboard of some kind. How did everybody do on those perceptions?
2 successes.
I failed.
Fail.
Okay,
it's kind of nice being the like seeing person.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Aaron this time.
That's true. Yeah. Okay, so a few things. You are able to go into the manifest and of various crates, and you can see like next to them, again, there's pieces of paper next to each of these crates, and you go through them and you notice the one that has listed 122Y and then it says stone tablet. Okay, so like you found the specific crate that this is for. And then when you pull it down, you can tell this is also one of the crates that has been splintered open by some kind of pry bar. And as you go shifting through it, you can see that there's various items in here but some of them, like you hold them up, it almost looks like a piece of a rock. Another is like a piece of metal, and like not everything has like this grandiose look to it. But one thing is sure to you is as you go through it, that item, that tablet, isn't in here. Like the tablet that you have sketched and drawn, it's not actually in here, and it seems to be missing. It's the only item that is missing as you go through the manifest. And as you check maybe even some of the other crates that are next to it, that are sitting next to it on the shelf, everything else is there. This is the only item that seems to be missing from this particular series of crates. It probably takes you maybe 20 minutes to go through everything, maybe half an hour.
It's ear, but it's not ear. I think we gotta tell Kitov that it's been stolen.
Well, on the way out, we should. That's most unfortunate. It's very glad that we were able to get a rubbing of it, so that we still know what it said.
That last visitor. What was his name again?
He said it was Aldor Misrudan. Jeff, you said a bunch of them had looked like they had been opened up. Were any of the ones like nearby also cracked open in the same way? Like, could somebody have just swapped it into another box?
Yeah, and if you take more time and you really start to go through the manifests and make sure every item is checked off, because everything has like a number and then it has a description, and then if you go through that, the three of you working together, you notice that everything is accounted for across these two shelves filled with crates, except for this one tablet that you have a partial sketch of.
Richter, I think you pissed off the librarians the least. You want to go tell them?
I'll notify them immediately.
Kef, you do notice one thing, though, as you all are laying, like you're pulling things out of the crates, checking them against the manifest, putting them back, maybe like sitting on the floor, kind of laying things out, looking at them. You do actually notice something as you're picking up one of these things to load back into the crate. You spy like on the ground underneath the shelf itself, there is a small like black and yellow box. And when you like, it's really small. It's maybe like the size, maybe like 2-3 inches at most. And when you slide it out, it's very light. And it looks to be a small like matchbox. So let me show you what you guys look like.
Ooh.
It's got the image of what looks like an animal, a monkey, the big curling tail that is like, it's like walking on all fours. And below the monkey, in yellow font, it says, "We serve everyone." And then the tail curls up into the arc of a name called the Golden Ape. And the O in golden is like where the tail like arcs around. And it's like a little matchbox. And as you shake it, there's a couple matches in here.
What do you have there?
I think it's a matchbox. I'm going to pop it open like just a little bit to look at the matches and see how many are in there.
Yeah, there's like a half dozen left.
I hand this over to Radur and Richter to take a look at. Do you know it?
What can I roll to see if I recognize this establishment?
I would say any. Trying to think. You can roll. Yeah, you could roll logic, I guess. Yeah, you can roll logic. Anyone can. I would say if you want to, Kef, you can as well.
Oh, okay.
Like Richter, if you really want to, go for it. I think all three of you might have a reason to know it.
I failed.
Oh.
See
Two
Kef with
success.
2.
One
and I see
success.
Rador with 1. Okay, so Rador, Kef, you both would know it is the name of like a cantina. It sounds familiar to you right away. And it's because it's a cantina in Aluminum Bay. It's not in your section of the bay itself, where you have like the Explorers Guild set up and everything, it's kind of on a different, it's sort of a different docking harbor. But you maybe have passed before if you've been moving around a bit or passed by. But you definitely recognize the symbol. Maybe that's what it is. Like Rador, you recognize the name, the symbol, but Kef, it dawns on you that you think you know where it's at. You think you remember as you're walking past like the docks and seeing all the various lights and swirls, there was this signage above this cantina that looks just like this golden monkey.
I think I remember it. Not a tiki bar, but a cantina a little bit further.
I think maybe we've been there once or twice. I'll have to ask my friend Rada. So one of the contacts that I rolled up beforehand was a cantina owner by the name of Rada Jahuna. So maybe my friend Rada might know a bit about that one and who goes there. But this is a good lead. If we weren't here to find what we were looking for, we at least found something we didn't know we needed.
Okay. So do you guys pack up at this point and go back, or is there more that you wanted to do in the archive? The three of you.
I would clear out. I have nothing else to look into.
Okay. So as like the three of you are like packing up, you're looking at this matchbox and like you're setting stuff back on the archive shelf, you suddenly hear this sharp creak that just cuts through what has otherwise been a very silent library, very quiet. The only noise you can really hear is this like very slight buzzing when the firefly gets close to your head. And Armande, as you're like finishing up your conversation with Huzra, you can suddenly hear it, and you look over Armande and you see one of those tall shelves tips and smashes into another tall shelf, which tips and then tips, and you see this like 3 or 4 in a row, just like dominoes. Armande, give me a perception test. As this is happening, Keth, Richter, as you're standing there, the very shelf that you were just putting the crates on comes tumbling down on top of the three of you. Each of you give me an agility test as this heavy wooden shelf filled with all of these old crates of various items and things from Ship City's history falls down on top of you. See if you can dodge out of the way of it.
Got 1.
Okay.
Got 2.
Got 1.
Awesome. Okay. All three of you are able, you hear it at the last second, you see it start to move, maybe a crate starts to fall onto you, and you're able to scramble and dodge out of the way as the shelf smashes down and like you see everything suddenly scatters. You see the shelf breaks, the wood snaps, the crates spill open, and you see its contents scatter across the floor as the three of you like dodge this way, that way, maybe even through one of the shelves at one point. And Armande, how'd you do with that perception test?
I got a 1.
You passed. You got a success.
Yeah.
You can see as you see them tipping over, and like you and Huzra are like kind of staring at it in this dumbfounded horror, and like, oh goodness. You look over his head because he's a very short man, and you can see that there was a man across the way, like on the next row of archives, that seems to have like pushed the shelves and is now turning and is running. But that's where we're going to go ahead and stop for tonight, and we'll pick that up. We'll pick it up next time. So you got to hold that position for a week.
Do the dumb thing, Jeremy.
With the finger.
He's going to do it. Thing. He's definitely going to do it next week. He'll definitely do the dumb thing.
He will literally stay like this for 1 week. Jeremy will do it.
He is amazing commitment.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Oh,
we're
this
talking
poor
about
library.
you know he's going to keep doing it. Yeah, you guys, it's huge. It's only a section. It's only a small section. Okay, so we're going to end it there. Let's get on out of here. So that's Coriolis. What do we got next? Next on the docket, I think, is Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday we're playing some One Ring, another free league game. We're playing One Ring 2nd edition. You can see me, Long, and Melissa in that. We're continuing our brand new campaign. Monday, We're in Danger, game I made. So we're going to tinker around with that. Tuesday, what do we have, Kipser?
we are going to hopefully start Tiger on the Wire, the second chapter of our Wild Sea campaign, which is just out, coming out on from the Kickstarter to the backers at this point in time.
Yeah. Awesome. And then, next Thursday we'll be back with more Coriolis. But that's it for us. Follow the channel, follow all the stuff, click all the things, all that sort of stuff. We'll probably raid someone here in a second. So thanks for hanging out. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.